This is Rebecca Trent for Info 5440. The title of this story is Passport to Reading. The events in the story took place at the Cypher College Library in the summer of 2011. The children's librarians are always in need of volunteers simply because there's so much to do and not enough time to do it in. In the summer of 2011, I was a shelving assistant at the Cypher College Library, and I was more than glad to break out of my normal shelving routine by helping the children's librarians out. They were short 2 volunteers at the last minute. They were putting on a dramatic production of Alice in Wonderland for their Passport to Reading children who were a part of the summer reading program. The children were going to England for one day only to have tea and cookies with the cast of Alice in Wonderland, of which I was now a part. I was and became the March Hare, with the hat, with the ears, and even with a watch that told what day of the month it was. It was very exciting to fall into character and practice my lines with my co-workers, who were Alice, the Red Queen, and the Mad Hatter of all people, until I actually went into the children's reading room with the children and all of their parents, who were so excited to meet their favorite characters. We acted out a skit in which Alice joins us for tea and is fascinated by my watch, which tells what day of the month it was and not what time of day it is, because it's the day of the month for so much longer. Alice was fascinated with my watch, and I even got to impart some librarian knowledge on the children involved who weren't sure what treacle was, which is a syrup that you pour over pudding, by the way. It was an exciting time until we actually had to corral the children into our various groups and actually had tea and cookies. That was a little scary, simply because I had never watched a group of children before and I wasn't sure how to react. But it went quite smoothly whenever you put a sugar cookie in front of a child, and we didn't have any unpleasant or unfortunate events. They were simply fascinated with my watch and wanted to know how long I and the Mad Hatter had been friends. The Mad Hatter was my boss, by the way. It was that day that I learned that I would have a great opportunity to work at a library and impart storytelling on children of all ages, to inform and to educate or simply to entertain. I had found my calling at 19 years old when Bessie Springfield was driving across the United States in her motorcycle, and I was very excited to learn more about this new profession that I had uncovered. To be a librarian takes 6 years in addition to getting your high school diploma, and I was more than eager to take on the challenge. Learning my lesson in this room of children about how much a story can mean to so many more than just myself when acting out a part or playing a role. And I learned then, just being a volunteer, how much more of a help I could be to the children's librarians in addition to my role as a shelving assistant.